What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Coach Rob 619, back with another review. As you can see, I got a nice backdrop behind me. I'm in a place called Balboa Park here in San Diego, California. Lovely place. There's a lot of things to do here, so I was trying to find the perfect backdrop to shoot this video. This is what I came up with. Well, in this video, as the title suggests, I will be covering the top 12 most underrated fragrances in my collection. Not in the world, but in my collection. I know somebody's going to ask me, hey, why isn't this in the video? Why isn't this in the list? Pretty much this video is composed of some stuff that's in my collection. I looked through it and I was wondering why people in the frag community and YouTube is not talking about these fragrances. So I decided to put a list together, no particular order. I got it separated as I got my clean, musky type of fragrances, then I have my gentleman fragrances, and then I have some of my woody, more darker, complex stuff. A lot of you guys would like to see from me. Obviously, in my collection, it's a lot of crowd-pleasing fragrances, there's a lot of aquatics, a lot of citrus. It's not that many dark and complex fragrances, so I made sure I put a couple in this video for you. And I got one honorable mention, so I'll jump right into my honorable mention. That fragrance is Ralph Lauren's Romance. This is a great underrated fragrance. The reason why this is an honorable mention because it is discontinued, and I know if you guys was gonna go out and try to find it, it would be hard to find, but this is a great masculine fragrance, nice woody fragrance, nice citrus, has a floral kind of rose geranium vibe going on in there. Lovely dry down, compliment getter, and the ladies love this. This is an absolute must if you can still find this. I don't know what the juice would be going for now, but honorable mention, Ralph Lauren's Romance. Like I mentioned, this video is in no particular order, but I'll still do a countdown just so we can keep in order with what fragrances that I'm talking about. So number 12, one that I brought to the fragrance community, and I absolutely love this fragrance. Even though back in the day I said this was my signature scent, I haven't really seen it pick up in the community, but it's still a great one. This is definitely a gentleman's scent. Ketan Men, I absolutely love it. You get great projection, you get great longevity, decent price. I think this go about 75 bucks. And what you're going to get from this, man, you're going to get a nice mossy green, like an oak moss type vibe. You're going to be something that's kind of smell reminiscent of green iris tweed with a little bit of Creta Ventus in it, that little pineapple in the background. It has a nice like suede note to it. Absolutely lovely, man. I still love this one, and as you can see, I almost wore the whole fragrance, but that's Ketan Men, one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, and definitely underrated. The next fragrance on this list, I guess we'll call this number 11, is Boys 1920, Classic 1920, another great gentleman scent. What you get with this is a spicy apricot, real clean, a little bit of citrus in it, but real clean, barbershop-like, with a spicy apricot. This one to me is definitely unique. I haven't smelled anything similar to this. Besides that gentleman barbershop clean vibe you get, that spicy apricot is definitely something that you won't find in most fragrances, and this is a great one. Another underrated one people don't talk about in the community. Check this one out. Next on the list is one that's one of the newest in my collection, and this is Ingrid's Laundry's Arrogant. Absolutely amazing fragrance in my opinion. One of the best values that you'll get in a fragrance. You could probably find this around 25, 30 bucks with on your online retailers. This is another gentleman scent, fresh citrus, somewhat floral. I get citrus, lavender, and sandalwood. Done amazingly, man. This is a compliment getter, one of my most complimented fragrances, and for the price, you cannot beat it. Ingrid's Laundry's Arrogant. Try this one out. Next up, we got one of my favorites in my collection right now, Tom Ford's Rive d'Ombre. I've been talking about this a lot, and this is a great one. This is a great gentleman scent also. Clean citrus with a nice touch of amber. Great projection. Longevity is not the best, but for a citrus, this projects on my skin for the first 2 to 3 hours pretty good, and I love the way this smells. Amazing smell. That citrus amber combo, you can't beat it. One of the best citrus you can buy, definitely a gentleman's fragrance. Now starting off in what I would consider the clean, aquatic, musky type underrated frags in my collection. I'll start off with Creed's Silver Mountain Water. Definitely a great underrated fragrance. A lot of people for some reason still in the community haven't talked about. You hear about Aventus, you hear about green iris tweed, you hear about original Santal, you hear about everything else Millesime Imperial, but for some reason everybody skips over this. And what you get with this is a clean, musky type of fragrance with a nice, to me, I get a sweet green tea note, tea, musk, and woody base. and it lasts all day on my skin. This is probably my next, after Aventus, this is probably the most complimented Creed fragrance that I own. Ladies absolutely love this one. Check this one out if you haven't already. Creed Silver Mountain Water. Man, this is a great one. Okay, another musky type fragrance in my collection that I feel is underrated. I've seen some people talk about this one, but not as much as I think they should, because this is definitely deserves to be hyped up. And this is Bond No. 9's Centerpiece. Great musky juniper berry scent with a backbone of pineapple. Some compare this to Aventus, and like I said before in another video, I don't think it's an Aventus clone or anything similar to it. This is its own fragrance, compliment getter, beastie projection, beastie longevity. I mean, literally lasts all day on your skin, and women absolutely love it. Compliment getter, compliments galore is coming with this one. Definitely check this one out. Underrated frag right here, Bond No. 9 Centerpiece for him. All right, another underrated frag coming up. New to my collection. I ran into this one in Toronto when I was out with Chad, Gentleman's Journey, and that's when I first put my nose on it. They do sell it at Bloomingdale's now if you're looking for it in a city near you, but when I first smelled this, the only place I seen it was in Canada. It wasn't on any online retailers, but now you could probably find this one without a problem. Like I said, look in Bloomingdale's. This is Carvin Lou Intense. Great fragrance, made by Mason Francis Kurjan, or Francis Kurjan. I don't know which one is his first, middle, or last name, or if that's two separate people, but anyway, he created this fragrance. It definitely smells like something you would expect from that house. I get a nice citrus, lemon, ginger, and a floral lavender. Lavender is a note you probably find in a couple of these fragrances I'm gonna talk about. I love lavender and fragrances, and this is it, man. Lemon, ginger, lavender, great, well done. It smells like a niche fragrance to me. High quality juice right here. Definitely underrated in the frag community. Check this one out. Now to complete the fragrances in the clean, musky genre, we have Bond No. 9's Montauk. Definitely underrated. I'm starting to see, since I shot a review on this, I'm starting to see more people talking about it. I'm starting to see it on sale more on the fragrance groups. But if you haven't smelled this one, get your nose on it. This is definitely a great unisex fragrance that you and your significant other, wife, girlfriend can definitely share, and it works well on both sexes. And what you get from this is a nice aquatic honeydew melon, like cucumber melon type vibe. Sweet. This smells great. Lasts all day just like the other bonds. For some reason, bonds work well on my skin. I get great performance out of every bond that I've tried, and this one is no different. 8, 9, 10 hours consistently. Projection, everything you want out of fragrance, you get. Smells good, compliments, both sexes love it. Perfect fragrance, especially for the days, whether spring, summertime. This is a must. Definitely underrated. Go check this one out. Okay, now we're gonna jump in the woody, spicy category of this list. Now, if anybody else following me, like I said earlier, this category is real hard for me because I don't have that many fragrances that fall into spicy, daring in my collection. And to you guys, these probably aren't daring at all, but for me, they are with my climate, with this heat that I'm always in, by the water, by the beach. These fragrances, these ones do well for me, but some of these don't always, you know, match the climate, match the weather. So I usually wear them at night, wear them on cold days, which we really don't get extremely cold days, but on what I consider a cold day is when I'll try to bring these one out. And to start that off, I'm gonna go with one of the newest in my collection, because this fits that description perfect. Lubing Akkad. This is something that's kind of hard for me to grab and find the best place to wear this one, because this is a dark, kind of mysterious scent. It reminds me of blue amber with more sweetness, more vanilla, nice spice, great projection. I mean, it's beastie projection. It's kind of loud, but for the first 2 hours, it's kind of loud, but then it calms down. Once that vanilla develops and kicks in, it mellows out and gets sweet, and this lasts in about 8-10 hours. Lubing Akkad, definitely an underrated fragrance. I don't hear anybody talking about it. If you like dark, if you like amber, if you like spices, wood, sweetness, this is definitely one to go check out. Okay, another underrated fragrance in my collection, another dark, complex, woody type fragrance, and that's Serge Lutens. And I'm gonna put this close to you guys so you guys can read the name, because I definitely can't read that name, and I definitely can't pronounce it. I'm not gonna try it because all I'll do is butcher it. But this is by the Serge Lutens house. What you get with this, you get dried fruits, you get wood, pine needles, a little bit of incense. It's just a great dark fragrance. I usually wear this at night. If I was going to a suit and tie, a formal event, this is definitely the fragrance I would throw on. And with these Serge Lutens, this is another house, on, at least on my skin, that they just last and last and last all day. And probably with these darker fragrances, that's probably why, like any bottle I have that has dark juice like this, it lasts for days. And this is just like the rest, man. It lasts forever on me. Great fragrance. Try this one out. It's by Serge Lutens. Last but not least, in my woody, spicy category, definitely underrated. I don't hear anybody talking about this. This is an old fragrance, so probably back in the day people talked about it and then it kind of died down. But I was digging through my boxes of fragrances and I seen this and I tried it on and I'm like, why haven't I been wearing this? This is definitely an underrated fragrance, and that's Tools in Heaven. And this is a great, I was reading the notes on it back in the day, and I may be incorrect, but I think it has like a chili pepper note in here, and I think that's what gives off the spice. But this is a sweet, almost gourmandish-like spicy fragrance. It has a pineapple vibe to this also, which is just absolutely amazing. This is definitely an underrated fragrance, and today this should be extremely cheap. I don't know how much it's going for today, but you get moderate performance with this. Nice opening, good projection in the opening, but it kind of dies down around a 3-4 hour mark. But it just smells so good that I love wearing it. And it shouldn't be no more than 35 bucks right now. But Tools in Heaven, great fragrance. This concludes my list of underrated fragrances in my collection. I hope you enjoyed it. And depending on what the ladies say, determines what I spray. Peace.